Hold on, I'll just turn this off. Look like that. No suspect has a key.
So I should come round again and then we can decide whether it's her or not. But I think it is. Be here in a minute. There she is. Good morning and welcome to Blabbing for Britain, episode 231. Good morning, Peter.
Morning.
Morning, John.
Good morning, Stephen.
Oh, I like the background, John. Is that one of your own photographs?
No, it's often Splash.
Okay. Right.
Well, better to be honest. It's
Oh, yeah, true.
Californian poppies, not tulips. Somebody said it was tulips yesterday.
What do they know, John? What do they know? I like Peter's background. I've been using it this week, as Peter knows.
It's too studious.
It's learned. It's educated. We're going to read all the books behind Peter between us.
It's all my German learning books. Ich lerne Deutsch.
All right. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Blabbing for Britain, episode 230. And I suppose where shall we begin? Let's start here. Over the last 24 hours, it appears that somebody who's currently in a German prison has been tied into the Marilyn McCann abduction.
German.
Yeah.
Why is it taking so long to find him?
Well, they were tracking back through his life, and they found out that he was actually in the town on the day in question.
Yeah.
And they got evidence that he was actually there, and they're trying to track down at the moment somebody he spoke to for an hour whilst he was there. Mm-hmm. So we're now going to be four of us. It's her forehead.
It's her forehead. Hi.
Hi.
Morning.
Hello, everybody. Hello, Peter, you small-headed person on a big body.
Oh dear. Right. Okay. So just to note that is actually ongoing. I'm just going to change the look and feel.
I don't know if you've ever told you this before, but no, it's great they're still looking for Madeline. But when I was stationed in Sinalager, there was a little girl called Catrice Lee, right? Mm-hmm. He happened to be a training sergeant when I first started in. Then we went to a place called Sinalager near Portborn, and she disappeared from the local NAFI, and she's never ever been found again. And he was back over there recently. The military police nowadays are still looking for her, Catrice Lee, and so I can understand, because we were actually taken out and they had to go and search for a little girl and everything, you know. And,
it does make you wonder, doesn't it? Because these cold cases are, well, how long is it?
13 years.
How many?
13.
Where on earth are they going to get the evidence and then the motivation? Because let's say they turn up, because aren't there still a couple of coppers still looking into it?
Oh yeah. They
turn up at work at 9 a.m. in the morning and think, oh crap, what do we do now? Because I don't know how to. I just don't know how to do it.
There's just something new in DNA. There's just something that changes the course. I know it's a lot of money, but you know, if it was your family and you were getting the money, you would want to spend too. So it's a very difficult situation. Of course, it was mentioned, would this be the same? This was on TV today, early morning today. Would it be the same if she had been black? That was a question.
That's a good
I don't
question.
think we even want to go there, do we?
Well, that's what was on this morning TV with Piers Morgan this morning. I watch it every morning.
Yeah, well,
You want to know the honest
Piers
truth?
Morgan, Morgan.
Do you want to know the honest truth?
Let's say good morning to Kelly. Morning, Kelly.
It is a truism, though, I think, that black children do go missing. And I remember when Madeleine McCann went missing, there was an amazing shout out from the family, obviously, but around about that time, there were still other young children going missing of all ethnicities. Yeah. And I'm afraid it is the case that those who shout loudest, is that the expression?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The social standing of the people, i.e. 2 GPs.
Yeah. Well,
and I still want to know why they never got prosecuted for.
But I was just about to say that, John.
Child abuse or something similar.
Yeah.
I've seen so many people on Twitter and Facebook saying very bad things about the parents. Can't repeat them here, but I do you remember those animals, Hindley and the other one, Myra Hindley?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thank God they're both dead these days, but I know we all know who you mean.
He's frozen. Let me tell you that good news about people finding it. I was watching, I think it was 2 years ago, a Chinese woman, her kid was kidnapped many years ago. He disappeared, and she was going out, and she knew that. And she was out giving leaflets. I'm looking for my son, and she went out every day with leaflets. Well, the good news is, on the internet, you can actually see them meeting up again. It's a good news story, so never give up on finding somebody.
Indeed. All right. I'll leave Stephen's blank screen there. Hopefully he'll be back in a moment. No, he won't. He's gone. He's left us.
Oh dear. You'll come back.
Okay. Okay.
Elvis has left the building. It's Stephen has left the screen.
Yes. In good news for all of us. Not necessarily our teenage posts on Facebook, because there aren't any. Embarrassing teenage posts on Facebook, now you can delete them. On the mobile app, you can now delete your photos on block, which is a good thing, I think. So you could say, all right, zap everything from 2007 or 2009, and they will be instantly deleted from Facebook, but not from anywhere else, of course. But it is the ability to actually tidy up your history, especially if you were job hunting and you got things on your Facebook profile you don't want your boss to see, potential boss to see. It's an opportunity to tidy up them. Before this, you'd have had to do them one by one.
But what if somebody downloaded it out of spite and said, I'll use that later?
Well, that's it. I mean, once you put something on the internet, it's let loose and it couldn't appear anywhere. The good thing about Facebook, though, is that it's a walled garden and you've got to have a password to be in there. So if somebody does that, it's somebody who knows you.
Yeah. Interesting. Are you listening, politicians? I bet you're scrambling right now for your past history, like a certain Mr. Gardner, a Barry Gardner today. Have you seen him today, the news on him?
No.
Oh, right. Okay, let me put you up to date. Barry Gardner, who used to be on the television, he gave Dominic Cummings such a hard time with a recent debacle. Okay? The other day, he went out with the Black Lives Matter protesters, all next to each other, And he was amongst them. And he said, today I've broke the law for Black Lives Matters. And he has had such a hiding for it. An MP out on the streets, no social, I don't know if you've seen the pictures, no social.
I've seen pictures of the gathering.
So there you go, Mr. Gardner. I hope Sir Keir Starmer said a look at that and you were flogged in Parliament Square for it. That's a joke, by the way.
Okay.
Well, it's that important, Pete. It doesn't make the BBC homepage.
They wouldn't do that anyway. They wouldn't do it. They're lefties.
I mean, deliberately breaking the law is, well. But I mean, just to go back to these gatherings, I mean, obviously the gatherings in the States where people have just said social distancing doesn't matter. The cause that I'm actually talking about is more important. You've had gatherings globally where people are not social distancing.
No, you might, you will see an increase. You will see a spike in people getting the virus. Guaranteed.
But Boris bought the ideal thing to fix he bought 3 of them, in fact, to fix this issue when he was mayor. However, they've subsequently been sold under the newer mayor. He bought 3 mobile water cannon, and that's what they've done with them yesterday. And the day before. He soaked the buggers.
Yeah.
Can't socially distance. Let's spray you with water.
What has happened to this group? We've got John on the same sort of side as our friend up north.
No. I'm not talking about the politics of it. I'm talking about the fact we wouldn't socially distance. No. Socially distance is not politics.
It is when you talk about spraying them with water cannons.
It's not. It's health.
There's a certain right-wing feel about it, John.
John, I'm glad you're getting wrong to my way of thinking at last.
Well, it's not a possibility anyway because they've all been sold. But to me, that's what I would have done.
Well, there you go. Is it
public health legislation?
Right.
Wet. Go in like a drip.
That's a good question.
Saying, is there a law around social distancing?
Yeah, there
is that? So why have people?
It was signed into law earlier this year.
Right.
So it wasn't. No, it wasn't.
Oh yes, it was. After this, I'll even send you the link to it.
Oh, yeah.
Cool. Okay. Saves me doing it.
My misrecollection is that these are all guidelines.
Exactly.
They started life as guidelines, then they legislation after they became guidelines. We've had this argument, massive argument, all about the allotments. And in the end, the council have waded in with their lawyer and pointed everybody to the bits on the internet where the law can be found.
Right. So is it a criminal offence?
Well, that is a really good point because all of the penalties there's no jail penalties, but there are penalties in the terms of fixed penalties.
Right.
And they can be handed out by the council as well as the police.
Okay, how's that thing? Piers Corbyn, I think he's been lifted twice. Jeremy Corbyn's brother.
Oh, for Christ's sake.
You took him in.
The bloody record, man.
Don't you do that again. No.
Change the record.
Somebody else would have said, here's your fine. How can they fine some people and not fine others? Oh, Piers, you've been a bad boy. Don't do that again. Out you go. Hey, you little scrot, that's £100 fine. Thank you very much.
Okay, the language, Timothy. Okay, it is borderline, but it's 10 o'clock in the morning.
Well, at 5 o'clock yesterday afternoon, a pop star was being interviewed on the BBC,
Yeah.
the F word was used. So I think that's a minor indiscretion, the word scrote.
No, but here's a serious thing about that, right? Why can some types of group be told to break up? What you're doing is illegal. You are not having this meeting. We will arrest you and move you on, right? Why are some told that? Yesterday, I don't know if it's still there, I would have had a big megaphone with a riot act, and I'd have said, if you do not break up, you will be arrested. You have been warned.
Yeah, but the punishment is fines rather than incarceration. Right, over to Claire. Now, medical experts have said if you're outdoors, there's a minimal risk of the virus spreading, and few people at large social gatherings have caught the virus.
Yeah,
there we are.
No,
well, that's why they won't allow matches.
Yeah.
That's why you can't go to the zoo, even though that's outdoor.
Wasn't there something which said that Chester Zoo's been told it will never open again? Did you say that?
They've been told that they may not be allowed to open until 2021.
Okay.
Twycross Zoo, which is in Leicestershire, but is only a short distance from us because it's close to the M42. The chances are they'll go bust long before 2021. Cost, I mean, that's not a huge zoo. It's 120 acres of land with specialises in primates. They need £250,000 a month to live. That's just to live.
Uh-oh. It's got £24 million worth of debts and is at risk of extinction. That's a good way to put it, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because of the lockdown.
Yeah. And there are lots of other things that are similar.
Don't you think we've just been brought back to basics? We've really been brought to
I daren't even ask but what he's going to say now, but tell us, Pete.
No, we've been brought back to basics, haven't we?
What does that mean?
Well, all the luxuries we had and things like that, and going out when we wanted, and having all, I don't know, we've just been brought back to basics.
No, you haven't explained what you mean by that. You've come up with a couple of rambly things about luxury. What do you actually mean?
It's
freedom to be restricted.
What was that, Stephen?
Our freedom has been restricted.
Yeah,
we can't go.
True.
We can't go to a restaurant. We can't go to church.
Yeah.
But there are precedents for that. Yeah. Spanish flu in the 19 whatever it is, teens. Second World War. You know, restrictions on our freedom are not actually something totally new, are they?
Yeah, but they still changed our way of life totally. Over to Claire. There must be so many businesses dependent on visitors that will go bust.
Theatres.
Yeah.
Cinemas, theatres,
museums, you know.
Pubs, clubs.
Yeah.
Concerts, you know, the sort of the big concerts and festivals.
Yeah.
Not this year, and who knows if it's going to be next year.
Yeah.
So Annie Alexander says she didn't realise we were still going. God,
Yeah,
Annie.
the old parts are still
Where have you been hiding? Under a bushel?
This is we're in our 5th year. This is episode 230. At least.
300 and something, isn't it?
Hello, Annie.
No, going back to what I was saying, I was reading an article yesterday about. I was actually reading an article about people have actually saved a lot of money because they went back to basics with their food and other things that they've cut back on. You know, as soon as it happened, I saved £80 a month just in a couple of hours sitting. No, they're not having the luxuries in life that they needed anymore. You know, now what they're going to do when the government comes and said, unfortunately, we've been spiked again as a spike because nobody's social. Unfortunately, what's going to have to happen, you are going to stay in your houses. You're going to need a certificate downloadable to get out, or your mobile phone. You will get a £500 fine the first time. You'll get £1,000 because you didn't listen to us. You're causing people's lives. And you're going to be put on food rations. We're going to cut down. And it'll be good for the nation.
Right. Okay. First of all, our food supply chain is working well. There is no way that we're going to be in rations. We, however, are very lucky to be in the position we're in, and there are people less fortunate than ourselves who will struggle, especially in the months to come. We're in for one big recession with thousands of small businesses going out of business, and people losing their jobs, and it's going to be, excuse this, I'm going to break my own rule here, it's going to be a shitstorm over the coming months, and there's nothing that any of the four of us can do to avoid it. And our ex-chancellors are actually saying that, okay, the virus is one thing, but once we have the virus hopefully under control, then financially we're going down the tubes. Yes or no? No.
How much did we borrow from the Americans during the Second World War? Any idea?
Well, we only finished paying it off last year, didn't we?
That's right. So we'll just have to do the same again. The money was paying for that.
Well, that's not the question Stephen's asked. I mean, one of the questions that I was asking the other day was that allegedly the taxpayers spent about £700 billion bailing the banks out, crooked banks. And I think so far is the furlough scheme costing about £13 billion a month.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope we can afford this. And of course, we'll be shoveling debt onto our grandchildren.
That's right.
But at the moment, interest rates are absolutely bugger all. About what? One?
That's another one for the show.
Huh?
It's okay.
So I think and hope that we will recover. And that's because we've got some great businesses. I mean, Brexit's going to...
What was that word?
Brexit's going to
for ages.
I know, but it's going to bite us all. And this isn't saying it's right or wrong. It's just a prediction that Brexit's going to make it even bloody worse.
I don't think so.
Oh, for God's sake!
Did you know what I'm seeing that?
The only current thing about Brexit that's been discussed recently is the fact that Nissan are basically saying if you exit Brexit properly and we have a trade agreement, we will move everything from Spain to Sunderland and grow Sunderland factory, which is the largest car factory in Europe, and we'll move our European headquarters to the UK.
Did the
They do it for a reason, but they will only do it if we do not have the world trade 5% tax on car shipments.
And the thing is, they said that if we go out with a Johnson deal, i.e. no deal, they'll shift everything out of Sunderland.
Yeah,
correct.
So for Peter to say his usual thing, oh, it'll be fine. Even you, mate, you must see that it's going to go horribly.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No. The white
flag coming on. The bet's coming on.
Where's my white flag? I need my white flag.
Okay, Claire's saying this is pertinent because Claire's saying we've got until the end of the month, end of June, to actually sort out a Brexit deal.
Yes. The negotiations are going on badly at the moment. The common sense thing to do would be just to say, look, we are in the worst economic shape and the future's very, very unclear. Would it be a good idea to just sort of put it out a year or so?
No.
Hold on.
Let him finish, Peter.
Would it be in any way, shape, or form a good idea to have a break? Just have a little time to get our finances together, to have a bit more of a negotiation with Barnier and Co. and see how badly Northern Europe has been affected by the coronavirus as opposed to Southern Europe. And you know the sort of politics about the North Europe and the Southern European countries, and I think didn't the Commission just say they were going to spend 700 billion on support for Europe?
Yeah, which we won't get any of.
Well, actually, we will, because it's still in Europe.
I know, but it's phased over 18 months. So
I get that. Yeah, but I don't want to give Peter a chance to jump on with his bloody and rants and rain. But so is there no way on the planet, Peter, that saying, hold on, let's just pop into this service station and just have a bit of a break on our journey?
No, I think a big break. We've had too much of a break. And when we're like this is where we need to be solid. And I'm going to try and look. Let's instead make up a new logo for Britain. Britain, best for business. Come over here, and we'll give you some tariffs. We'll get our workforce. Fantastic. And if we need to get people from Europe to come and help us, we'll look at it and they can come in, and you can pay $5,000 each to let them come in. Your responsibility. Each one that disappears, you get fined $10,000. Oh, Britain is best.
People want to visit the UK in large numbers, not because of what we're doing now, but because of what our ancestors did in the past. Just a general thing. Over to Kevin anyway, who's going to bring... Everything has changed, and we as a nation need to adapt. We will survive, as is now the choice.
Yeah.
Wise words. That's good. Yeah.
It says nothing. It says nothing.
I guarantee you that when we leave, listen to me now, take note of this video. I guarantee in a couple of years there will be more people leaving the European Union.
Well, I think there's no doubt to that, because
I guarantee that in a couple of years the sun will rise around about the same time every bloody day.
And back to Kevin. We don't have a deal. Have to have a deal by June. Decision must be made. Any prolongation by the end of June. Okay. Thank you for the clarification, Kevin.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now.
And I'm actually in agreement with my friend. I'll use the term I've used in the past, Lord Red, that it's time to put it on the back burner and concentrate on reality, which is illness, sickness, death, violence, all these things that we need to get out of the way.
But we can celebrate at the same time.
Oh, space bloody X Falcon 9.
What's its purpose?
Yawn. It looks like our space correspondent's frozen.
Yes, it's a total shock of a successful mission. Sorry, Peter.
No, you go.
No, it's all about the exploration of space, and this time we have a private venture actually able to launch a rocket to go to the International Space Station, to deliver crew, to be able to bring them back, and it means that we can look forward to further exploration of space.
Well, that should be back on the back burner.
No.
Yes, and that.
What about all the technology that's come from space exploration?
You wouldn't have super glue if it wasn't for space exploration.
Yeah. Well, somebody was going to.
It's like Formula One.
You wouldn't have
all the motoring improvements
that right upside down. That's space exploration as well. Yeah. I'm trying to think of all the Mickey Mouse things that have come out.
The pen that never runs out of ink. What was that? There was a writing implement, wasn't there, that came out? Anyways, I just SpaceX is an amazing achievement for a private company. More power to them. And despite both Peter and John sort of saying, "Oh, good," it is good for us. And our space correspondent will return momentarily when the airwaves are there. Right. Okay.
When
so SpaceX
Trent comes back online.
If SpaceX
is now a good time to go into cricket. Sorry.
Cricket.
Three of the West Indies players are not going to come to England because they have got the reasons why in relation to coronavirus. Right. Okay. Now, what are they going to do, John? Premier League clubs to meet today to discuss premature finish options.
I think because there's 10 clubs who have already declared they will not allow, well, they don't want relegation if it's stopped, that will pass today.
Yeah, I just want, all I want is for the season to finish and Liverpool to win the title. That's it. Well, no, Burnley to stay in the Premiership, but
strange wish for a Burnley fan for Liverpool to win the title.
Burnley's only 30 miles away from Liverpool, have you know? It's the northern club, and northern lads stick together.
And then they move south.
Well, yeah, we got it, yeah.
Via the Midlands.
I've got to tell you, there's more important things than football.
Really?
Well, there are, but
oh, sorry, but you're in a strange world, you are. More important things than football?
At this point in time, yes, I do believe that.
We do need to have diversions, otherwise, yeah, we now need our diversions. We can't have pubs and clubs and restaurants, but we can have football, which will be on television.
And I can see us having a 22 club Premier League next year.
I'll tell you, everybody wants all these people.
Because I could see the promotion going ahead from the Championship, but no relegation from the Premier League.
Peter.
Yeah. Remember our talk today, because when they start doing these sort of things, remember this: the first person to die because of it, in any way, a cameraman or whatever, then they'll be held to play. Why did you let this happen? We've got to get rid of the virus before we can do big social things.
Right, but Peter, we're talking here about 2 teams on a pitch and 6 camera stations in a stadium. We're not talking about what happened with the bunch of idiots in London yesterday, with all socially spaced, all checked for the virus on a daily basis, player-wise.
Yeah.
There's just no comparison with a bunch of...
I
have nothing against the Black Lives Matter. I have everything against them not socially distancing. So they can do that, but you don't want a safely organised game of football.
So why can't I get checked? I have to wait until I get a problem. Then
no, you don't. Not anymore. You can ring up and you can get an appointment to be checked now.
Are you sure?
I don't believe that, John.
Yeah, you've got to be showing symptoms.
Exactly. And up
Really
here,
mistaken.
they're sitting twiddling their thumbs. I would like to know if I've had the virus in any way.
Christ, I agree with you.
Well, you can.
What time was that video thing and an agreement? What the time on that?
This bloody Wi-Fi today, tell you.
Well, thing is, Stephen wanted to talk about cricket. That's about all that's going on at Edgbaston. Is
they're not going to. There's no cricket this year. It's not going to happen.
No.
It is. It's happening next month.
No.
Well, I mean, how more socially distanced could you be than the cricket match on the pitch?
Well,
so you're chucking a ball around,
yeah.
touching it, spreading the germs through the surface.
Okay, it's like we're gonna go to the comments for a moment. Kevin saying, "I'm with Steve. We need to carry on pushing technology forward." That was SpaceX, Stephen. We'll come back to SpaceX in a minute because she disappeared at that point. And over to Claire. If we haven't agreed a deal, it won't be ready by the end of December, so we'll leave with no deal. So,
Yeah.
We can agree next week to postpone it by 6, 12, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years. So
then they'll want it postponed again. What does Claire agree with? Oh, wow. The football.
So you want that? I'll leave that on the screen for a minute, and then we can take a screenshot afterwards.
So
I feel sorry for Claire. She's the only person in the world that agrees with Peter. Even his missus doesn't agree with him. So, you know. We won't even let him run a cable between the garage and the house.
Big problem, that. Here, listen, though. I know how many of you are doing the COVID-19 with the university, with the app? I know Stephen. John?
Yeah.
Stephen, sir. Now, did you get the letter through today saying that if they're going to send a COVID-19 test?
Yes.
If you get anything. Well, I'm going to do that if it comes in.
Yeah, I'm in for it as well. So is Angelica. But
why should a football player be checked every day or whatever it is? Why should he be checked?
Because the NHS isn't paying for that. His football club is paying for it.
So they're paying for it privately?
Yep.
Okay.
But if you consider the amount of money that affects a club. I mean, if Liverpool win, that's worth a massive amount of money going out to Europe. If you're relegated, that's a massive loss over the coming years. Yeah. Hearts is Anne Budge, I think her name is, tried to get them to rearrange the leagues in Scotland. Mm-hmm. Because Hearts were relegated, and they've now let go 15 players. Because that's the difference between being in the Premier and the Championship in Scotland.
Yeah.
Stephen, would you like to say anything about SpaceX?
It was a marvelous achievement. They've just released a video with the Blue Danube, because it's where the Dragon capsule, which they've renamed Endeavour, approaches the space station. So you know how in 2001 you had the capsule approaching, and it's got the 2001 music. They released a video of the Dragon craft approaching. It's just bloody marvelous. But I don't know if you noticed, but when one of the Americans went into the ISS, he banged his head, and for about 5 minutes he was going like this, and he must have really come a cropper. Yeah. And he sort of, and he's doing all this stuff. Oh, Christ Almighty! The first accident on the ISS, but they were bloody magnificent achievement. And I think I heard Peter before I got cut off by Virgin bloody Media. Sorry about the swearing. We shouldn't be doing this stuff now. This is exactly the time to do this stuff, young man. This is exactly the time to do that sort of thing.
If they're using their own money, I've no problem with it.
Well, yeah, okay. But it's just, I mean, what this is, it's giving them the confidence that within, hopefully, our lifetimes, i.e. 3 years' time, we'll be back on the moon. And that is going to be, for my kids, it's the most bloody exciting. It's one of the most exciting things that could happen, because they're so up for it, you know, and it's just a marvelous thing. And did you see the Falcon 9 coming back to Earth and landing on a ship called Of Course I Still Love You, which is another brilliant thing. But they landed the launch rocket on a boat off the coast within a circle of about 50, 60 meters. And it is staggeringly complex and a fantastic engineering feat. It's just staggering and very emotional. There you go. That's me.
Very good.
Right. Now then, not to be the first, but certainly not to be the last, you could soon be saying to your mobile phone or to OK Beeb. BBC is bringing out a voice assistant. Do you think it will have legs? Will it take on Alexa or Siri or right? You're always all totally interested in these sort of things. This is a service announcement then. OK Beeb is going to be released. It's currently in beta. Okay.
It won't help me. I don't listen to them.
Right. Okay.
But is it,
Sorry?
The
He's
beef. I think he's been cut off again, guys.
I think he has. Okay. Right. Cleaner air during the UK lockdown relieves asthma for millions, which is a good news story.
Yeah.
I mean, globally, the Earth's reclaimed itself and shown what the mess we're actually making.
Well, do you know something? It's funny you should mention this, because at the weekend in Aberdeen, we've got a lovely park called the Seaton Park. And when everybody went home after the social meeting, you wouldn't have seen the mess. And I actually done, I put it in my, if you look up my Google, what do you call it? Google My Business. I asked the woman, can I use your pictures for a little wee write thing? And you wouldn't have seen the mess that they left. It was absolutely disgusting what they done to a beautiful park. And it was absolutely shocking. The first weekend out for meeting. You can see it in Google My Business. And I just thought it was terrible. You know?
Yeah, I mean, it's happened nationally. I mean, resort towns, places of beauty, attraction have just been, well, they've just been taken for granted, and people have just left all their rubbish behind and no regard. It's as if they've been let off the leash and they're just running free and nothing matters.
Yeah.
We seem to have lost the ability to look after our surrounds. John?
I think they should have gone and handed out loads of fixed penalty tickets on the beaches.
Correct. But why should I get a ticket? I feel sorry for a policeman or policewoman just now. It's ridiculous. They found that they end up getting knifed or something because they're asking people to play the line, you know?
Okay. Right. So comments-wise, we're up to date. Right now, do any of you watch the daily briefings that take place?
I do.
Sometimes, not all the time.
But I'm getting bored of them now.
Well, I think the government's getting bored too, because they're not going to do them at weekends anymore. It's just going to be during the week.
Good.
Okay, now something that may affect us. I don't pay for Zoom. I'll say it here and now, but Zoom will not be encrypting free calls. So if you're using Zoom for free, then you won't be encrypted. Does that make any difference at all, John? Practically?
Well, it depends what you're going to discuss, doesn't it? But I wouldn't thought personally that on an open free Zoom you're going to actually discuss a great deal of personal information, etc. Are you? I've been invited to a Zoom call tonight, and I think that the people who've organised it are asking for trouble because they haven't even put a password on it.
Well, yeah, we need to be secure in some ways.
That's a shame the Democrats won't be able to listen in anymore.
No, it'll be easier to listen in, Pete. Not that way round. You've got it the wrong way round, mate.
Right. So what is the need? What's the FBI cooperation about?
That's because the FBI want to make sure that Zoom is not being used for miscreant purposes.
Okay.
That's a good one, John.
What's I was meaning the Democrats. They want to get up to the skull.
you, but they've given up now.
I don't think we can let this week go without mentioning a certain photo shoot.
Oh, absolutely. I know exactly what you mean. He's taking control. You don't sort this out, boys. I'm the man. We're calling the feds.
It's just proved to me that
the army.
that there are actually at least two nations in America.
Yeah.
And the Midwest is a nation to itself. From my perspective, what we saw was that people protesting peacefully, including members of the church, leaders of the church, were forcibly removed from that area or persuaded in order that he could get that one photo shot with the Bible. Now, the way I see it, that's a misuse of power, a total misuse of power, and it cuts across the grain of normal decency. However, if you're in the Midwest and you saw that on television, then he was treading the path of the Lord. Now, I cannot reconcile the two.
Right. Let me go back to America.
The experience of the States is that it's a north-south divide.
Okay.
And the Bible Belt is actually in the southern area.
Thank you.
The Midwest.
Geography is not my strong point, Pete.
Do you remember?
That's just my view. Why your view can't be completely different, because the Confederate statues are causing problems now.
It's all right having a different view, providing it's factually correct at some point.
Let me remind you of a president. His name was Ronald Reagan. He came up the building and the crowds were so close. Somebody came up and shot him. Remember that?
Yeah.
Now, that's what you get for letting the public go too close. And I'm not kidding. If that had been Obama, if that had been any other president who wanted to do the same thing, they would have cleared the area for them.
No, would they have cleared it? Would they ask people? Sorry, Peter. Would they ask people to move, or would they?
No, they wouldn't have moved. They would have stood there. I've got my rights. I've got my rights.
No,
it's matter. Everything like that. They had to be moved on.
Anyway, I thought the best thing to come out of this was the parody picture of Hitler holding the Bible up in front of millions of people.
Any president would have done it as well to get to the area. It's called protecting your president. And he says, hey, you ran to the bunker. What do you think he was going to do? Stand there and say, shoot me?
We can all watch the same thing and have different viewpoints. If you ask somebody to describe a crime scene, it will be totally different from everybody you ask. And our perception of what happened at the church is driven by our original thoughts about the particular situation.
What do you think about the looting? Going on down to town saying, this is not fair. So what did they do? Smash windows. But I tell you what I did see, a lot of people protecting their property with rifles. This is the first one that comes in, it gets this. And there was a black man's shop raided. And he happened to get one of the raiders, who was another black man. He was rolling on the floor, screaming for him not to shoot him. He didn't shoot him. And he says, why have you robbed me, a black man? Why have you robbed me in my shop? And that summed it up for me.
Yeah. Claire, I said it was a parody picture, okay? I know
you always lost your argument when you mention. Let's see. Okay, let's catch up with the comment then.
He's a strong president, not one that will bend or backwards to anyone, and that's what you need.
Sorry about this, Claire. All the comments are coming at once.
Insane or not, Peter? There's a great deal of thought that he isn't sane. Or as Kevin would put it, he's a lunatic.
You want Joe Biden in charge? He doesn't even know what day it is.
Who?
Joe Biden. He's been in a bunker for ages.
Perception is everything, and we can't say who's right or wrong because we're biased. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Let's see where can we go. Right now, a practical thing at the moment. 14,500 people were actually taken off our streets into accommodation, overnight accommodation, and had food. But the agreement that our government has with the council runs out at the end of June, so 14,500 people will be back on the streets. Do you think it should be funded to keep them off the streets? Nobody's taking that one.
A lot of homeless don't want to come in, actually. They prefer living on the streets because they say it's safer and some of that. But what I tell them to do is go to France, get a rubber dinghy and come in. You'll get everything you want. You'll get an escort as well across the ocean, the sea. Hey, look, I was 7 days away from being homeless.
Well, what we're going to do, Pete, with them is when they leave Calais on their rubber dinghy, we're going to have some signs that have been plonked into the sea, and it says Aberdeen this way. All right? So we're going to set them all up to you, okay?
We've just had one jailed up here for rape.
Now, but away from the news, I've got to say, Peter, that your new audio setup, I played one of the videos that you did in May, and I played the video you did with the new setup, and there is no comparison at all sound-wise.
Wait until I get my new computer.
You're getting a new computer, Peter?
You will hear my rantings even better.
Right, I understand you're buying locally as well.
Yeah, but hey, listen, if there's one thing I'm doing from now on, where possible, I'm going to buy locally for most things, you know, and try not to use national chains. No, I know that they actually use a national chains use local people well, so that's very difficult. I don't know how I'm going to go without having Costa Coffee, but
well, that's difficult. But it's a franchise, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the shops have got them now. So if I know that it's a locally owned petrol station, but they have to buy from Esso or something like that, I'll go to it because that's a local business. And if he's got a Costa machine, I'll take it from him because he gets some money for that. You're listening, Costa? It's about time you give me something.
It's a long time since you've actually requested sponsorship.
Yeah.
You could do that for your singing. Okay. Yeah, so just want to know, when's your next session?
For singing?
Yeah.
I'm not going to really do anything until I get the new computer.
Okay.
Because I've always something, the iPad's okay, but the Wi-Fi it's not the greatest. The iPad's good because it's no latency. But my mentor, who's a terrific singer, he says, you've got to get it right, Peter. So that's why I'm getting a new computer. I've checked, I've got new things, and it'll be even better. So I'm holding back from singing just now. Because
it's got a decent spec as well.
Yeah, once I get a decent spec, and I might not even need to get the line coming out, which will please Sheila as well. Because believe it or not, Facebook is the future to get gigs. So you do a song, because people used to say to me, I'll go over them and I'll get rid of all the bad ones that are clipping. And what I'll do is I'll sing songs and folks say, oh, can we hear you? I'll say, yeah, here's my Facebook. You can hear me singing there. And if they want to book me, they can book me. I might even go to New York to sing.
It's a good shop window, Peter.
Yeah, so I did tell you the EMI is going to deal with them as well. So if I play an Elvis film with a song, they won't cut the sound anymore. Did you know that?
Yeah, I think this is the 5th time you've told us, Pete.
All right, okay. You can hear Stephen collapse as I've ever sing.
Anyway, I'm just sounding a 4-minute warning for the burgers of Alton, because in 4 minutes' time, McDonald's opens, and that means we won't be able to go down our main road at all, because it'll be jammed full of idiots.
Well, we had the same up here, and the police had to go out and move them at a certain spot. This is a dual carriageway, because you turn into Aberdeen, there's a dual carriageway. You turn off it going, and they're just moving them on and saying,
but in our particular case, it's just one lane in each direction where our McDonald's is. So any queue will stop you going up and down the main drag into Birmingham.
And there's a 90-minute wait for a burger.
Well, 90-minute wait for a burger is not as bad as it is at the tip near Birmingham Airport, because they have markers on the road that says 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hours. And if you get back to the island, you'll notice a little sign that somebody's put up, not from the council, that says waiting here 5 hours for the tip.
Oh.
What about IKEA? IKEA opened its stores and the 5-hour queues were there too.
No.
Yes. I'm afraid Swedish meatballs are not that good. There is no way I'll queue for Swedish meatballs for 5 hours.
I don't think there were people queuing for the food alone.
I don't think they're selling food, actually, because of the restrictions on people sitting near each other. But
some people were going in to buy the meatballs. That's not what I'm saying.
Oh, yeah.
Speaking about food, have you changed your diet in any way?
Well, I have my, apart from fish and chips, which we have every week, more or less. I had my first takeaway of the lockdown last night.
Okay.
We had Chinese, and it was very enjoyable. And it was because I went for the Chinese that I knew that McDonald's was going to open, because there was this great, they're actually opposite each other, and there was this great big lorry being unloaded.
Well, I would like to put a shout out to my partner Sheila, who's a tremendous cook, and I've went on a keto type eating. She's made sauces and everything for me, but some of them didn't taste good, and we both agreed in that. But I'm actually, I know you're all going to say you're looking great, Peter, because I feel great today. And we've got this stuff called celiac, and she makes it into chips. And she cooks it, but the first time it was too hard, and she's made it beautifully. It makes mash, if it's steak, mash, onions, and I've got to say, I feel a lot better for it, and my sugar level has dropped considerably. And thank you very much for listening, Sheila, but I know you want to be listening, but there you go.
It's a very expensive substitute for a potato, though.
Yeah, but let me tell you, it breaks my heart. We went out, we got fish and chips, and we could not have asked for a bigger portion of chips here in Aberdeen. It's not like Aberdonians to give too much away. And it just knocked me out for the night, just ruined my night. And I said, I can't take this anymore with the carbs. And I'm just feeling great with it.
And are you the only one person working today, Pete?
Well, what's happening is my mate, believe it or not, this is how good one of my guys is to me. He's actually taking a week off because he's tired, and he's away down to Edinburgh for me to look at a job, a big cleaning job. And he says, I'll go. I says, okay. I've got another guy out working. He's out doing some work. And then after this, I've got somewhere to call because there's more work coming in. I've got a bed bug job at 12 o'clock, which I'll be doing. And there's some mices and some wasps in. Lovely jubbly.
What's the cleaning job in Edinburgh?
It's pigeon doo-doos, pigeon fouling. And before... What?
No, it's okay.
Stephen and I have a friend in Edinburgh who runs a cleaning company.
Oh, I know him well.
But yeah.
But this is specialist, you know. So we're going down to there, and it should be worth a lot of money to us, you know.
Yeah.
John, it's over to you.
Oh God, is it that time already? Yeah, well, it's goodbye from all of us lot. if Annie's still around, we will be back next week, like we are every week, and have been doing for, is it 5 years, Stephen?
Yeah, we're getting towards our 6th year. 230 weeks we've been going.
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
That's great, that.
It's a record.
It just feels like 300 and something. That's the only thing about it.
One day we're going to meet up in person.
Yeah.
Stephen and I have met up in person a few times.
You never met me.
You and I have met up in person.
When I went to Birmingham, you done a runner.
You never even told us you were coming. You came and went without saying a dicky bird. Anyway, we might visit you. So
you let me know. I'll get a tent for you in my back garden.
Celia doesn't do tents.
Oh.
Okay. Celia only does nice hotels. All right. Yeah. So we'll be coming up, if we do come up, and we would like to come up that area, as we've already discussed in the past.
Very
but
good.
we wait for all this madness to blow over, don't we?
Yeah.
Anyway, happy birthday to Kelly.
Yeah. I'm a little soon. Happy birthday.
And will he be his young self on his video later today, or will he be his normal self? I don't know if you've seen, but he's got this cartoon character that's running around in his back garden. So over to where we were. Goodbye from my mate in Stoke, who doesn't seem to be able to keep his end up. Goodbye from my mate in Wiltshire, who is in the corridors of power today.
Indeed.
Goodbye from my friend up in Scotland, who's in the library because he can't find the exit and to get out. And goodbye from me and my field full of Californian poppies. So we'll see you all next week. Bye for now.
Before we go, Peter, before we go, could you actually lead us in singing Happy Birthday to Kelly?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Kelly. Happy birthday to you.
And if that doesn't make you want off the bridge, jump off the bridge, Kelly, I don't know what will. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.